Okie dokie, welcome back everybody. My name is Elijah and you're watching Elijah's Mini Bikes. What you got in front of us is a 3.5 horsepower from Honda. It is a Gx110. It has 107 cc's of raw power. I got this engine 4.5 years ago, and when I got it, I tested it, make sure it ran. It ran fine, and then I put it away and never used it again. Until today. So, I got some plans that I want to do with this. Oh, it's my ugly face. Oh my goodness. Sorry. I don't usually put my face, especially you can see that it's very humid in my room. Anyways, I want to do another mini bike build, and I think this engine's going to be a great candidate. If it works, that is. I am going to tear the engine down and look at see if I can use a flywheel for a 98cc or 79cc engine, and check the crankshaft and make sure that's kind of the similar spec, or I can use a different crankshaft in it. And then it's going to be like things like the intake manifold. Is that the same thing as a 98cc, or is it the same thing as a 200? Because if you look at this thing, it looks like a 200cc, but it's like tiny, a little smaller. I know it's old. It's gotta be from the 90s, maybe late 80s. I'm not too sure. That fan shroud on this thing is sweet looking. I love the look of that. We're gonna tear it down and kind of just go and see what fits on it and what doesn't. I'm gonna have two cameras. I'm gonna have one that's facing down here. It's gonna move every once in a while, and then I'm gonna use this one, which is just going to be used for close-ups and a little bit of snippets here and there. I do have a microphone. I'm going to try to be semi-amateur at making videos. Let's see how well this goes. This is the first time. It's not going to be good. I promise you that. The shadow is very obnoxious looking. What we got here? I have not messed with this engine. I have drained the gas out of it and the oil. I drained the oil today. Other than that, the gas tank is completely bone dry. I have not touched the carburetor. I have never taken this engine apart. This is going to be new to me, and I have no idea what it's going to be underneath it. I'm thinking it's going to be very similar to a 200 that you see all over the internet, but just a little bit smaller. I'm just going to take the carburetor apart, just like how you would take apart to put a stage 1 on it. Wow. That's like nice and beefy. Oh, well, that was not on there tight. Yeah. That air filter has seen some usage. Nice, good quality. Looks nice and pretty down in there. Upon taking the air filter apart and looking down the throat of this carburetor, it looks clean. It has some time on these. It's got some grime on it. It is, to remove these, it's 3 bolts. Usually 2 on most of the clone engines, but there's a third one that's up here. They're all 10 millimeters. It's got acorn nuts on it. That's pretty swaggin'. I think I brought my roll of duct tape. I'm going to use that for keeping parts and pieces. When you remove the carburetor or the intake box, make sure these are kind of like not all the way closed, but almost. And this just slides right off. That looks clean down in there. Yes, I'm doing reshots. Looks pretty nice down in there. And you take this guy off. This guy has a little nub that's on the end of this. And I didn't bring any pliers. Oh no. Let me turn this a little bit your direction so you can see that a little bit better. Okay, where was I? I was taking this gas line off. And it's been egregiously put with a zip tie. You know, it's probably been worked on before. And then you can take a screwdriver and pry up on the fuel line. There it goes. Nothing should come out. There's no fuel. Yeah, nothing. And this pulls out. That's actually full metal. You can hear it. You know, a lot of times those are just like thick rubber. And then this guy, be very gentle with this spring. This is your governor arm. You just want to push towards the engine and up. Now, seeing that this thing is nicely built, I don't know if it's different. That's what you're supposed to do. You push on it and go up. But it's not coming off. Maybe if I can get this turn a bit more. There we go. First try, got it. All right. Oh wow, that looks like a 212 carburetor to me. That's got a little bitty, tiny bitty little. So that looks about the same size as a regular carburetor. This engine may work with just bolt-on parts for a 200cc engine. Let's keep digging into this. Let's get the exhaust off. What do you got, 12s? Yep. Those weren't on tight. Well, that's not a D-shaped looking exhaust port. That looks to be... Let's see. Let me get this gasket off. Oh, it's a little funky looking. Oh, that's a little funk looking. Let's see. I think I have a carburetor and an exhaust in here. I know this is an exhaust flange for a 79cc. Let's see if that fits. No, it does not fit. Let's see. Maybe I have an exhaust for a 212. Yeah, that's a 212 exhaust. Let's try that. Oh, yeah. We're making some firepower out of this thing. All right. So 212, 200cc exhaust works just fine. All right. You think that gasket is still any good? Okay. Turning this around. I guess we take the little governor linkage off because this is going to be planned to be used with some kind of slide carburetor in my imagination. And don't worry, I'm going to be taking the governor out. And we'll definitely look into the engine. I want to see what it looks like from the inside. If it looks like a 79cc or a 200, which right now, I think this is like a 200, but it's scaled down, or just maybe it's a 200 block, but it has a tiny piston in it. And then we take this guy out. It's the main governor spring. Always keep these handy and spare. Somebody out there is going to be needing one. I've come in that situation where somebody had a broken one or something that has missing bolts and nuts on it. Bam, there you go. We got somebody riding their mini bike down the road again. There's a lot of schmoo right there. I think I'm going to go and get my vacuum cleaner and clean that up a little bit before I take that spark plug out. Oh my god, is it just... What is that? I just might have some crap. That's a piece right there. Don't go into the exhaust port. No, that looks like gravel. Yeah, it's coming up. It's like got rocks in here. I feel like a dentist. I'm sorry if this is going to be loud. After taking the exhaust off, I inspected up here where the spark plug is, and a lot of it right here had some like what appeared to be like gravel or cement, which I guess this engine may came off of a cement mixer. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take these two long bolts that are coming out of the intake. We're going to take two nuts and basically just tighten them together and then back off, and that would take them out. Let's see if I have some 10mm nuts laying around, because you guys like to know about my nuts and like how I like my nuts stripped. Alright. If it's not obvious, I'm a little bit of a goober. Yeah. There we go. Now all we're going to do is going to take these. Doesn't really need to go that far in. And take the one in the back and then take this on the front. Tighten it. I might have to get my bigger one. And you take the one from the back and loosen it. There you go. Comes right off. And then we do the same thing over here. Tighten it. My cheap sockets would work. Take it off. There we go. Good job. I keep blocking my hand. And then this guy comes out. Maybe. I don't know if it's connected down here at the bottom of the shield. It should just pop right off. So upon removing this does have the same D shape as the 200s do. Let's make sure that this will work with the 200 sized intake manifolds and continue. I have a carburetor outside. It's ready for doing that. This is a carburetor that I found on Amazon for an amazing $18. It's garbage. It's 100% garbage. But I'll put it on there and see if the holes line up. And wouldn't you know, the holes line up. Dang, this thing is going to be a race engine. Now, this hole is a lot smaller than this hole back here. And I think this is actually like overlapping this bit. So I think what I'm going to do is take this guy and let's see, which way does this go? This goes this way. Use this large surface area right here for this back here to seal, right? And then this part just goes onto there like it would normally would have done. That's the plan. Sweet. Let's take the recoil off. I'm kind of curious what that looks like. Ouch. Stop doing that. Whoa. Okay. That's way different. That looks like like one of the newer Briggs and Stratton flathead ones. That's so cool looking though. I like that design. It's got the same thing where it's got little fingers. Oh, it's only got one finger. Whoa. It's not even spring loaded. It's kind of just centrifugally, yeah, centrifugally thrown out. And it just catches on these things. Wow. Huh. Oh, I'm excited. I'm excited. I want to see what that looks like under there. I can take the gas tank off. That's pretty easy to do. I'm going to guess these are all 10s as well. Like, I mean, all these things are going to be 10s and 13s. A lot of them are going to be 10s. That has not come off at all. All right. We can scrape that off and we'll see the little Honda logo underneath there. Ooh, it's got some nice aluminum under there. Tell you, she means business. This is nothing to mess with. Okay, once we got most of that cleaned out, we're going to take the fan shroud off. And it should be pretty easy looking to do it. Pretty much it's just as simple as a regular 200. Say it again with me.
You're a complete dumbass.
200. Yep, there you go. I'm going to punch myself right in the nose again. I'm going to punch the camera. Ooh, it's a little gross in there. Let's take these guys off. That goes to the kill wire for the oil. I can polish this up and make it all nice and shiny like that. Man, this thing is gonna be nice. Well, we've done most of the outside sheet metal stuff. It's really down now to taking like the ignition coil off, the valve cover, and then I do want to take the governor out of it. And what I like to do is when taking a governor out is taking the flywheel off there is a pin directly behind the flywheel, and you can take a punch and a hammer, pow out that governor plastic wheel out, and then this thing just goes whoop right out. And that's the easiest way, in my opinion, to take a governor out, instead of having to just open the cover and just jam, I don't know, pliers and who else? I've seen some strange stuff on the YouTubes of what people have done to take the governors out of these engines. We'll take a little peep of inside the engine and see what that looks like. Stay. So much rat's nest under here. Let's check out these valves. That looks like a normal 196 head. Like, quite literally. Looks exactly... God dang it! Come off of here. It's got a lot... Well, shoot. I didn't mean to accidentally rip the cover off. Let's reveal the fly. Oh, it's a little crunchy in there. So looking down inside of the valve cover, it looks good in there. What I was looking for was up here by the exhaust valve, and see if it's really black, indicating that it's burnt. But in this case, looks like it's a good engine. This is a good, healthy engine. The little brother in the background is being obnoxiously loud. Children, you know how that goes. I think it's just two, one here and one there. Oh, it's really stuck. It's never been coming off before. Remember, kids, you're supposed to have it push away from you. That way, if it ever has to, fling something and you're pulling it towards you, it can, stab you or crush your fucking thumb. Do we do the big reveal and open the side pump? Remember, children, always trust the person with the axe to take apart an engine. I have some prying force under there. Ta-da! Got it off. Alrighty, we got that side cover off. And we can see inside the engine. Here's that sensor for the oil. Goes up and goes through the crank case and comes out. There's the governor way back there with the yellow gear. And looking at this engine, I mean, there is some sludge at the bottom, but nothing too bad. I've seen a lot worse and working in good condition. Looking up all there into the cam and the tappets down there. This looks to be a very good engine. Let me rotate that crank around to see the bottom of the cap. Yeah, it's got a pretty sweet looking dipper on there. There is no oiling hole on the cap, so I'll probably make one for it. That does look like to be some rust on the bottom of those weights. Maybe some water did get into this engine, but I mean, this looks like a good engine. There's the bottom of the piston, the skirt of it right there. Yeah, I'm pretty interested into this engine right now. Well, I believe this is going to be a stopping point for right now. I'm going to have to order some parts for this engine. I'm definitely just going to get something a little cheapy off of Amazon. Probably just a regular, I don't know, VM22. Probably be too big for this engine. Probably going to go for like a 20mm or a 22mm carburetor. And then an exhaust. And I got a mini bike that's ready for this thing. That's going to be a whole separate video. So stay tuned for more mini bike junk content like this. My name is Elijah, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.